All right. So last week, what did we talk about?
Last week.
Oh, 2 weeks. Sorry.
Trusting your person. Guidance person.
No.
Leadership. Wait, what is that one? Oh,
It's-
communication from different
Communication.
perspectives.
What?
Seeing things from different perspectives.
No communication.
Thank you.
Oh.
We talked about all of those things, but the main thing we talked about was communications. All right, so we got into communications. We got into what?
Nonverbal and verbal.
Nonverbal, verbal communication. What else? There's a bunch of other things. Remember,
Nonverbal was the.
you were in here, so just try. You'll catch up really quick. I'll get you caught up really quick.
Nonverbal is used more often than verbal.
Okay, nonverbal is used more often than verbal. All right. There was something in there that we came to the conclusion that was really important. What was it? Anyone remember?
It was the blindfold thing. When you read somebody, you have to see it from their perspective.
Okay, that you do, but and that's part of it. That's part of
Does
it.
it have something to do with that cycle that we
Yes,
talked about?
yes,
What was
yes.
the cycle? The messenger and sender?
What was the okay?
Receiver.
Receiver.
All right, hold on.
okay.
You have a messenger, or you have the message,
The receiver.
and then you have the receiver, and then what happens?
You send the message to the receiver.
Oh, sorry. Wait. That's wrong.
Wait, what? No.
You have sender, receiver. You have
The message.
the message, and then you have what?
Feedback.
Thank
The
you.
feedback is the most important thing.
Thank you. There you go. Feedback. All right. Why is feedback so important?
Because you can know if they got it or not, the message.
Okay, you can know if they understand, not if they got the message, but if they understand the message. All right, there's a difference because I can yell something out. Just because I yelled it out, you got it doesn't mean you understood it. Okay. Hello.
Oh, he went to somewhere.
Wait, what?
No, I'm talking to Jessica's stuff.
Okay. So then, feedback is very important. Today, we're gonna touch base on. This was primarily what, like just communication in general, right? It was just 1-to-1, maybe 1-to-2, whatever. Today we're going to talk about group communication, because group communication, especially as a leader, what are you going to be doing?
Wait, what?
As a leader, what are you going to be doing?
Eating.
Leading what?
Other people.
Other people, hopefully.
Our group.
Your group, okay? So you need to understand how people work together in groups and how they communicate in a group, all right? Because that, in my opinion, that's where a lot of problems can arise from. Okay, when people don't really understand what other people are talking about, and then it can really quickly go the wrong way. Okay, so that being said, let's talk about this. Have you guys ever heard of what the Johari window is? I don't expect you guys to know.
Sounds like a window.
Sounds like a window. Okay. Good try, but no. Anything else? Johari window. Anyone have any idea?
Oh, something to do with electronics or something?
No.
Okay.
Electronics.
What is that?
It has to do. Okay, like I said, I don't expect you guys to know this. It has to do with communication, especially group communication.
What up, Frankie?
Well, electronics have to do with communication.
Can I help you?
Can I kick it here?
No.
Why not?
Mr. Butler may be in the back, I think.
Who?
Mr. Butler.
That's his name?
Dude, do me a favor.
Yeah,
Hey, bro.
Mr. Butler, right?
Don't be interrupted.
Oh,
like that.
Bangham. Sorry, I know
Yeah.
Butler.
Butler. Walk out.
So that's why you stop.
Bye, Frankie.
Alright, later.
All right.
Sounds random.
It varied. So the Johari window, and and my disclaimer up front, it can get a little complicated, so bear with me, okay? You guys, initially when I describe it, you're gonna be like, what? Okay, because when they showed me this, I was like, what? I had that dumb look on my face for a good like 5-10 minutes, alright? So bear with me, alright?
It's a square.
It's a square. Very good. All right. So the way this works out, and in group communication, the way this works out is this. So we'll go with.
Who named this? This is such a strange name for me.
All right. the known, the unknown, right? And you have mask, and what's the, I always forget one. You have blind spot. Okay? Can anyone take a guess what any of these mean? Yes.
Basically something you don't know, or like like for example when we did the blindfold yesterday, we like didn't, like the person with the blindfold had like blind spot and like didn't know what was going on, or basically what the other person that was leading them did. So maybe that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The blind spot. Actually, yeah. You can definitely put the blind spot on that because one. Okay. We'll go step by step, but that's a very good start. Can anyone think of what the mask is?
Well, you can't see.
No.
Cover up,
Covered up. How?
as in like your personality maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. That is actually a very good. That you're on the right track. I'll put it to you that way. All right. So that's good. All right. So we'll go this way. All right. So up here is. This up here is you. This up here is other people in your group. Okay? So, this is info known by you. Okay? Info known by others. Okay? So everyone knows this information. It's like me saying, I'm wearing a blue shirt today. I know it, you know it. Everyone in the group knows it. It's not a secret. Okay? So that should kind of give the other one away. So the unknown is what?
Like where you bought it?
Actually, yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, you know what? That would fall in one of the categories, but not in this one.
The mask. Would you bring me
Yes,
down
that would fall in the category of the mask. Why? Why? You're on the right track. Give me.
Because we know that you bought it, but we don't know where.
Okay, you know that I bought it, but you don't know where. I know where, but you don't know where. Okay? So that's the way it works out. It's info.
It's like that movie of The Mask with that one dude with the green mask on.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just walked over it.
Alright. Alright, so information not known by others and information known by you
Oh, blind spot. I know.
is. Hold on. Now we're jumping ahead. Now you're figuring it out. Alright. The mask is just that. It's information like. It would be like if you're in a group and let's say you're opposed to them doing something just because you might have a fundamental opposition, right? You're greatly opposed to it. It might be a personal like feeling that you have that you just don't like this idea and you don't want to do it, and it might be triggered by beliefs or whatever it may be. Okay? Only you know that information. Other people in the group don't necessarily know that. All right? So you kind of need to enlighten them on that. All right? So it's the mask. They can't see it, but you know it. Okay? Did that make any sense? I have a couple people looking at me like, all right? It's like if you're in a group and like say you guys are planning a trip. What we were doing earlier, right? So you're trying to plan this trip, right? There's 4 of you in a group. 3 of you are like, let's go this day, let's go this day, let's go this day. And there's one person in the group that's like, no, I can't do it that day, I can't do it that day. But you don't want to tell everyone else why. That would be the mask. Okay? It's information that you know, but they don't know. Alright? So then, the blind spot, what do you think it is?
Basically known by others but not known by you.
Thank you for reading what's on the board. Give me more.
Like basically like the blind spot is that, for example, maybe someone's behind you and that the 3 of you are in front of you and you're right here. So they can see you behind you that, oh, there's someone behind you while you don't maybe know.
Okay, you're taking that in literal terms. Like, yes, you're right, you're correct. But think more in a group setting. Yes.
Something that a detail that you may have missed too, and then like.
Yes, yes. Okay, say that again so everyone can hear it.
Okay. Something that the leader might have missed, but the other members of the group caught on.
Yeah. All right. So the blind spot is information. Sorry. Not known by you. Okay. And the way that works out is you're 100% correct. All right. The blind spot is this. Hey guys. Come on in. Or ladies, sorry. Say you're, okay, this is a perfect example. Say you're at dinner. Okay? You're at dinner, you're in a group, you're having dinner with friends, and you guys just finished a really good meal, and then all of a sudden everyone starts kind of giggling at you, and you're wondering why. Because you got like food stuck in your mouth, right? Everyone else knows it, you don't know it. Okay? So that information to you is unknown, which is the blind spot for you. Okay? In a group setting, especially as a leader, there's going to be times where you think you've looked at everything and you're like, I got this, let's do this, or let's, like, say you've set up like a huge event, right? Like where you've set up like a big like triathlon event, right? And you think, because you're the one in charge, you think, I've got all the details down, this is done, we're going to run no problem whatsoever. But then there's like 2 or 3 people in your committee, you're like, wait a minute, are you sure? Like, what happened with this? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, maybe we're not done. Okay? And that's what the blind spot is. Okay? It's information that other people know that you don't know. Okay? So these 4 things are what happen in a group setting. Okay? In terms of communication. Alright? So, how do you, okay, we didn't talk about this. What's the unknown?
No one knows.
No one knows. Okay, exactly. No one knows. No one in the group knows this information. Alright? And that could be numerous things. It could be a bunch of different things. Alright? We'll get into this. Alright? Now, okay. Well, before we get into that. Now, working in a group setting, what are you trying to eliminate?
The unknowns.
The unknowns. Alright? That's why they say, what's that saying? 2 heads are better than one. Alright? That's why they try to get a lot of people on one problem, because when you look at it from different perspectives, you get different ideas. You're like, oh, like have you ever been doing a project or something like that, and you get so frustrated with it, and you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore, and you leave, and like 2 hours later you come back, and all of a sudden you look at it, and you're like, oh crap, I could have just done it that way, and then it just hits you just like that. Okay? Sometimes it just takes a different perspective for you to realize what the answer is. Okay? And that's why working in a group, you can eliminate the unknown. Alright? And that's what we want to do working as a group. So, alright, so we have our 4 squares. Alright, usually where we start is here. So, everyone knows the known, right? The blind spots, they're very minimal, and the masks are very minimal. Why? So, because these things are very minimal, the unknown is very small. So that means there's a lot of unknown. Did that make sense?
Wait.
I know that can get confusing. All right. And say I group you guys together and I tell you, all right, in the next 2 weeks, I need you guys to plan out how to build a cabin.
That'd be fun.
Okay, yeah, I know that'd be fun. All right, so say that was the challenge, right? I tell you, you guys got to figure out how to build a teepee. How about that?
That's even funner. Why don't
All right. Now, all of a sudden, people are like, "What? I don't know how to do that." Okay, so there's gonna be someone in the group that's gonna be like, "All right, let's Google it. Let's do something." All right, everyone's gonna be like, "Okay." It could just start that the known might be. Everyone stands up and says, I have no idea how to do this. Okay, so everyone in the group knows we have no idea how to do this. We need to get information on how to do this. Alright? Now, the mask could be, hey, one of my relatives is part whatever Native American, and they still go to the reservation, and guess what? They have knowledge of that. But not everyone in the group knows that. Okay, it would take me sharing that information for you guys to know that. Okay, So part of eliminating the mask is what happens here. Hey, what's up? It's alright, grab a seat. Alright, part of what happens to eliminate the mask is this, right? And I know it's going to get a little... Self-disclosure. That's how you eliminate the mask. Who can explain why? Who can think of the answer? Yes?
Your basically self-disclosure is like keeping open-minded and like being open about yourself and your ideas and your background, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. That's basically what it is. You have to share information about yourself. Okay? Plain and simple. Alright? So little by little, as you start working as a group, you might all of a sudden be like, realize like, oh wait a minute, my uncle is half Native American, I should ask him. And then you tell everyone in the group, hey, I have an uncle who is part of whatever tribe and they know how to do this. Maybe we should ask them. Okay? So all of a sudden you've eliminated a little bit of the mask. Right? So self-disclosure helps eliminate the mask. Blind spot. How do you get rid of a blind spot?
Ask others.
Ask others. Okay, yes. What are you looking for?
What do you mean?
What are you looking for?
Oh.
Go back to the initial, when we talked about communication last week, or 2 weeks ago. No.
Non-verbal.
No.
Trying to see things from other people's perspective.
Feedback.
Through what?
Feedback.
Thank you. Okay, through feedback. Okay, you eliminate the blind spot through feedback. Why? Anybody?
Because they tell you exactly, like they tell you the message, like the senders send the message to the receiver, and so
Don't get too common. They tell you what?
they tell you basically what's going on, like your blind spot.
Yeah, they tell you what you're missing.
Yeah.
Back to the example that I gave you, like say you're having dinner and you got a piece of lettuce stuck in your tooth, and everyone's kind of giggling, and then you start wondering, why is everyone laughing at me? Okay, obviously you need somebody to tell you like, hey, you might want to, or please tell me your friend has done this to you, like you'll be somewhere and they'll be like, and you automatically know, you're like, oh, okay, all right? Hey, you're laughing because you know what I'm talking about, all right? But you need that feedback to eliminate this, okay? You need other people in the group to give you feedback to eliminate that, okay? Now, once that starts happening, this happens. Alright, so once all that, now, information, like, remember like the exercise, the example I just gave you about, like, say I have an uncle that's, part Native American and he knows how to build a teepee, and that's our, so I need to disclose that, right? Obviously no one knows that, so by doing so, this line shifts down, right? So it exposes a little bit of the unknown as well, alright? With the feedback, same thing happens. So as both of these start expanding, you expand into what? Say it louder.
The unknown.
You expand into the unknown. And that's kind of what happens when you work as a group. Right? You really want to eliminate the unknown. Now, can you eliminate the unknown altogether?
No.
No.
Why?
Because there may be some things that neither of you know.
Very good. Alright? Yeah, there's going to be things that no one in the group is going to know. Okay? So you can never eliminate it altogether, but you can do your darndest to try. Alright? Now, does that mean you can eliminate the blind spot and the mask altogether?
No.
I see a couple heads shaking. No, you can't. You can't eliminate it totally. Okay? Because there's going to be things that you do, especially as a leader, that you're leading, and there's always going to be that one little thing that you miss, and somebody else is like, hey, we still have to go back and do that. Like, oh, okay, let's do it. Okay, so there's always a blind spot, and there's always masks. Because if you work in a group, and say you work in a group for 2 weeks, do they know everything about you? Do they know what motivates you? Do they know how you think? No, it's impossible for them to know that much in 2 weeks. Okay, it's impossible for them to know that in a lifetime. Okay, so the mask and the blind spot they can't be eliminated altogether, but they can be minimized as much as possible. So basically what we're hoping to get to is this. Alright? You're trying to eliminate as much as of the unknown, as much as the blind spot, and as much as the mask.
Wait, so we're trying to get to that?
Yes, this is what you're trying to get to when you work as a group. Alright? Have you ever
Wouldn't it make sense though that you try to get to the other one because it's smaller, so then you have smaller of the unknown and then like more of the mask and then
No, I'm sorry. Okay, now, once you do this, the way this works is, sorry, that's good that you caught that, because I didn't say it all, I didn't finish my thought. What happens is, once you move that line over, all of this becomes what?
No.
Oh, that makes
All of that becomes the known. Okay? So working out as a group, all of a sudden, the information that you have here could double or triple here. Okay? And that's part of working as successful in a group. You guys ever have those, when teachers put you guys together in a group and they're like, all right, get this done. And like, it could be like the second day of school and you don't really know anyone. And you're like, really? Like, okay. And everyone just kind of sits there, no one really talks. This usually happens when you're younger. Like, no one really talks, and they're just kind of like, all right, whatever, what are we going to do? And no one really says much, okay? Because you guys are stuck over here, right? No one really does the feedback. No one really is going to disclose about themselves. No one's going to start talking and saying, oh, you know, I know this, I know this, I know that, because everyone's kind of like, I don't want people to think I'm whatever, all right? So, we want to get to this, all right? I know this is a little heavy. First time, like I said, first time it was introduced to me, I was kind of like, what? All right. But one of the things we are going to do is, up to now, we've been doing everything kind of individual, and we got into one-on-one last week. All right. From this point on, we're going to start getting into more group activities, and you guys are really going to see this stuff happen. All right. All of a sudden, you're going to be like, oh, now I know what he was talking about. Okay? That being said, where is, alright. Okay, keep this in mind because in a little bit we're going to do a whole group activity. But I want to go back to 2 weeks ago when we did that activity. Alright, what did we do? Oh, the hand thing. Oh, no. That was, okay, I know what you're talking about. No, 2 weeks ago, remember? What did I bring out?
The blindfold?
The blindfold. Alright, we did that walk. Alright. We're going to do that again.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to do that again. Because I want you guys to remember how it felt to do that because we're going to take it a step further. We're going to do that from one-on-one to a whole group. Okay? Don't get scared. She's like, what?
Yeah.
Alright? So, but before we do that, because we didn't really get a chance to discuss this 2 weeks ago because we were really short on time. Really quickly, I know it was 2 weeks ago, so dig into the back of your minds. What worked that day? What things worked?
Wait, which way? Because like you have to tell us if we were allowed to talk to him or...
Okay, I put limitations on you guys. I said you couldn't talk. I said you couldn't...
Yeah, so which limitation are you talking about?
In general, what worked, what didn't?
I think the talking.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, you think talking. What do you think in your mind worked the best? Let's go with that.
Touching.
Guiding them, actually like being able to tell them like here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That and like sounds.
That and sounds?
Like if Rachel were to talk to me, like I can hear where her voice is, and like she would like maybe walk in front of me, and I would like follow her voice.
Oh, okay. Did anyone else try that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that worked for a lot of people in the group. What else? Okay, what things didn't work? Because I find that you can learn a lot by what didn't work, because then you don't do it again.
Sometimes the touching didn't work. Because like going down the stairs,
Uh-huh.
I didn't know where the next step would be.
Okay.
So I always felt like I was gonna fall.
Okay. Thomas, hold on. Thomas, you had your hand up?
Somebody said go that way, and it was.
Okay, yeah, I kind of made, I was like, really? I was like, you're just going to yell at people and say go that way when they're all blindfolded? That doesn't really help, but. Yes. All right, so and that's kind of where we got into, like, you got to understand what that person's going through. All right? Remember, as a leader, you got to, sometimes you got to put yourself in that position as well to really understand the whole situation. Yes?
Like when they say turn this far in one direction, you can't really tell like how far that is.
Okay, because all of a sudden, like that instruction involves you seeing what they're talking about, right? Okay. Remember, they couldn't see, so you have to be aware of those things. As a leader, you have to be aware of what the people that you're leading, their limitations are. Okay. So that day they couldn't see. All right. Today they're not going to be able to see.